But people discover that I'm that thing, and then
Yeah.
one
what
thing
made
led
you
to
go-
another.
So what made you go down this dark path? Well, you see, I had this beard.
The beard mainly do it.
Yeah.
We all had to do
One
something
time
with
at
our
a
lives,
party,
right?
a spider fell from my beard into my red party cup, and someone said, "Oh, that's gross. You're like a weirdo, right?" And then I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, I am.
And then that was it, really. The rest is history.
Like that. Yes, as a matter of fact, actually, I am a weirdo.
I did that on purpose. Yeah, I keep spiders in my beard. That's how it works. Who wouldn't? And I believe that is everyone in here, yeah? Yes, looks like it. Sheep, you're ready. You stated earlier. Everyone's got their hero and their
We'll need the tokens, of course.
yes. Forgot. Let me make that.
I need this.
This one time, man. I just
Oh my god! I haven't clicked a macro all week. Oh.
Haven't clicked the fucking macro all week.
sometimes I open a thing and just click them. Just
Yes,
you know.
just for myself, you know.
And I just go. The day was going.
A little.
Had to stop because I can't control it, man.
Oh, come on, Dad needs a little something.
Can you go to Server Malachi?
Yes.
It's 3 in the morning. What's going on? I just need to make a charge real quick. I just haven't. You know, it's been so long.
I need to click.
Sorry.
You know, it's. Oh,
Valky, I don't know how to host it.
Get me over and crit, man. Just one. Send me over.
And then when he crits, it's like, oh yeah,
Oh no!
I just want to rub the
Please.
macro.
yes.
Let me rub the
I
macro.
used to caress its beautiful numbers. Oh,
Wow.
Look at those numbers. They're so high.
oh,
Oh,
Yes,
radio button dialogue prompt.
oh, plus 11 to hit. Oh,
So I can fully understand writing macros in one's spare time, but pressing them,
yes.
that's a whole different
now,
weird direction.
now you have insight into my dark secret.
Oh yeah.
Insight. Yeah, that's the proper word.
Wait, why do I only have? All right, yeah.
Why? Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I'm level 1.
You've got more HP than Cannon though.
You're like, why does this character suck so much? Oh shit! Right.
At least he's not like, you know, he's not a Kellen.
No, he's got some stuff. That's cool.
Kellen's total modifier calculation would be 0.
Great.
Good. It's like whenever Sheep rolls a character.
It's
Wow.
I
No,
don't.
it's real though.
It's real.
It happened.
Oh, yeah,
Whenever
no.
Sheep actually rolls characters without using like a point buy system.
Oh,
it-
my average is 8. I'm gonna go.
you just
Oh.
the world's
Remember
about
that
to
message,
fuck
like,
yourself.
Would you guys be okay with Sheep re-rolling? Because it's
No,
just
it's
sad.
like- it was with the second character like Sheep made for that campaign, and I went to the rest of the party and it's like, is it cool if Sheep uses the point buy system? Because here are the numbers he rolled, and
Yeah.
it's fucking abysmal. So
Oh, you have to play
is
that.
everyone
The
else in the party
character
fine?
just- I
with
go
this?
over, I smack my head in a rock and fall in the river.
It would be interesting as an experiment to or one off or something, just to do that. You know, you create your D&D characters, you roll them. There's no placement. You just roll them in the order they are, and that's the score you get. Good luck.
I mean, I
That's
was
almost
fully
this.
committed to playing something suboptimal or worse than point buy, but I think I told Grimlock, like, I was going to play a monk, which stereotypically is like physical perfection and whatnot,
yeah.
but I've got 3 8s, so I don't know how to deal with that.
Very stupid.
I
monk.
still have the fucking screenshot of like, because
Oh,
I
do
was
you?
on that server when you like, when you made those rolls, and I was just in stunned disbelief. I couldn't fathom, like, how with 4d6 drop the lowest, arrange as desired. Have you ended up in this situation?
That's impressive.
Couldn't fathom it.
There's a lot of twos in there. Hmm.
But no, Jonas, I know that life too. Oh well.
Hmm.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition, baby.
Mhm.
Woo!
Mm-hmm. There's no
Method 1.
yeah.
3d6, that's your fucking order.
That's a go. Yeah. There's no
Yep.
placement here. What are you talking about?
Entire section of like what happens whenever you roll a character that doesn't have the minimum ability scores for what you wanted to play. Well, I mean, there's a great story there, and like in playing Torval, the fighter who wanted to be a ranger, but he's allergic to trees.
Yeah. You wanted to be a wizard? Well, you have 8 intelligence, so no.
So, you needed at least 9,
You
asshat.
think
So
No wizarding for you.
That's how you end up with a fake warlock.
Yeah, that's exactly how I do.
want
came
to
to the
be a
Dark Pact and was like, hey,
paladin or an illusionist? Good fucking
Dark
luck.
fake, and I have some power. And Favor's like, no.
Was it the bard who was like the most elite thing ever in AD&D? Like I seem to recall some story about
Paladin?
bard being
No.
incredibly difficult to like achieve because they needed so
No.
many weird things.
I wouldn't say that. I would definitely say paladin would be
well,
the
yeah.
one that had the most stringent attribute requirements.
It's like 17 charisma, something like that.
And wisdom, and strength, and con, and dex, and at least some intelligence.
They were certainly the
Do we
superheroes.
want to get started?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Alright.
sure.
If we have to.
Oh man,
Gosh.
I was gonna ask is my character's name Stacy or is it Stasi, like the DDR secret police?
Maybe you're the one who gets to determine that.
All right.
Oh, I intentionally didn't mention the connection I made as well. Like,
What do you-
Stasi is very well known in Germany. As a
No,
concept.
no, I know.
I had it in German class, but hey, the generator does what a generator does.
German.
It's out of my hands.
All right. Tune in next week for my new character, Stalin.
I have plenty of tact. I wasn't going to say anything.
Trust me to pick those
Right.
up. Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, just an FYI.
The elephant in the room. Let me
Yeah.
whisper.
I'm ready to get cracking.
You just tell me when you need me, sheep.
All right. How about we initially start with a quick rundown of what characters are this intrepid adventuring party is comprised of?
All right. I'm playing as Snoot. I'm the leader of the party. I love to talk about my family. I'm out on a fucking. I'm passionately motivated here. Led the charge. Figured out through whatever means that it has been that I've figured out, that Snoot has figured it out, that where we're going is where Velignith sleeps. And I have a few strong words for Velignith.
Well, our good friend Morgan here, the dwarf, is warlock. Not really a warlock. He's pretending to be a spell-scarred warlock because he likes to be mysterious and dark and cool and all that. And he had a happy place with all the cultists because they believed him. He's very charismatic when he wants to be.
He's my best friend.
Exactly. We Snoot and him are the bestest of friends. Unfortunately, the dragons killed all his friends and cultists, and Snoot really is the only person he has left. But all his friends dying horribly to dragons also gives him a lot to brood about, which he likes. So.
All right. Well, I'm playing Stacy or Stasi, the human barbarian. He is pretty dumb. He hasn't really picked up much of what Snoot and Morgan has been conspiring and grumbling about in their dark corner. But they seem like they have a plan, and Stasi doesn't have anything better to do. So he's sort of along for the ride. Maybe he can get some money so he can
Yep. Gonna kill a dragon and get rich, buddy?
Alright, that sounds good. He likes being rich. He thinks he's never been rich. In fact, he's quite poor, unfortunately. He seems to be terrible with money and he got some money from his mother to go to the market, but ended up losing it all, and now he's on a journey to recover the lost money and pay back his dear mother.
Well, you'll be able to pay back your dear mother and more once we deal with this dragon.
Well, that sounds great. Maybe he can sell the dragon or something. So yeah, scratches his head. Just a blank stare.
Snoop probably doesn't know where to go with that thought.
Selling a dragon.
I mean, yeah.
Are we going with that? Are we?
Maybe.
No, I like it. I like it.
I mean, you're laughing, so you're encouraging me.
Sorry.
A mental stat line certainly speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Snoot that is not entirely sure how the dragon's body will be moved from the dragon's lair to a market to sell, but maybe your boy over there, Star, has it covered.
Star. I mean, I'm pretty strong. Yeah. Lexus.
My dark powers would tell me that that might be harder than you think, Stacy. Stassi, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever. Looks around. But a dumb cow look on his face.
How does he shave his beard successfully?
I don't. It's like this.
That's just his maximum growth. That's where it stops.
Yeah, it sort of falls off after that.
Oh,
Uh,
lucky.
Snoot has found people who are soft spoken so that he can fill the void with his yips. Yeah.
excited yips. I mean, look at this picture. He is very excited to be here.
Well, Morgan very much likes the void and any mention of it.
That's
so
right.
We
he's got like a wallet full of Polaroids, drawings, crown drawings of his family.
Oh,
And he loves to talk about. They're all basically named similar to Snoot. You have a Sneet and a Snout and a Snitch.
He got stitches.
Oh, look at this! He glows with pride.
Is
Talks about their traits of being determined and voracious, and have vengeful streaks. So when the kids wrong each other, it's something that they carry with them for the rest of their lives. But this is something that Snoot takes pride in. Ambition and motivation.
I think Stacy would just. They look all the same. He thinks it's the same. I think it's Snoot, on all these pictures. He doesn't understand. I don't get it. Oh hell.
Morgan likes to empathize with Snoot by referring to himself a lot. Yes, well, I remember when my friends were ripped apart by dragons and sacrificed for the greater good, but I understand how you feel.
Snoot probably attempts some sort of empathy, but any sort of folks who understood creatures and their interactions with each other, which might not be any of these three, would probably understand that Snoot doesn't really have that much room in his heart for empathy, because it's all full of vengeance. So if the choice were ultimately between, if he had to sacrifice Morgan to kill Valigneth, Morgan's fucked.
Morgan thinks you're bros. He's helping you out. He is ripe for the backstab, I guess.
Yep.
Don't need to worry about Stacy. He's too thick and dumb to figure anything like that out.
That's right. You two better watch it with my passive insight and perceptions of 15 each.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Very impressive. Yes.
That's right.
And so somehow this intrepid party of adventurers, vengeful, greedy, whatever they may be, has made its way into the Underdark through some hole or another, I assume.
That's right.
And eventually tracked down the lair of the dragon, or at least the general direction, entering the humid, acidic, and very hot almost underground swamp-like area that surrounds it, and eventually finding the structure within that area. Perhaps once a much more grand structure that has definitely seen better days. There are definitely signs of activity, however. The way to it seems to almost be maybe not reinforced, but at least repaired a little bit. An almost makeshift road / trail goes out into the terrain and presumably to another entrance of the Underdark. There's even occasionally sort of maybe waypoints isn't the right way, but like signs pointing travelers sort of in the right direction. It's perhaps a bit unusual considering you are looking at the lair of a chromatic dragon. It's all points to that visitors aren't entirely unwanted, but however, you are pretty sure that you're going to be. At first glance at the rock structure, pretty square, just standing there. There don't seem to be any guards outside. The door, while closed, does not seem to be guarded from the outside, and you can approach without any issue.
Snoot, in his anger, every single time we've encountered a sign directing us here, would have broken the sign, chopped it down, and vandalized it.
Sure, the signs are like little rock stone pillars. Probably would have taken a little bit of time, but certainly not impossible.
That's right. Power of Snoot. Every single one looks at it, gets angry, lets out a bunch of yips and howls, and just he proceeds to tear it apart, screaming and crying about his family.
Did his family die in like a rock slide or something? I don't get it. Looks at Morgan.
Well, whatever. We must continue on to this dragon. More interested in that.
Maybe the dragon is a rock. There's a rock dragon, right?
Yeah, copy your tokens. I'll make the map visible for you.
Morgan gives a look that he has probably given Stassi multiple times over the course of their togetherness, and Snoot would recognize it is a look of someone who just is tired of someone's incompetence to the point where they're seriously considering murdering them on the spot.
What do you mean Snoot would recognize that? What are you trying to say?
You know, as a little avatar of vengeance as you are, I'm sure you recognize the bloodlust in others. Of course.
Hmm.
You want us on the left side or the right side, Sheep?
You're going towards the right. That is basically the entrance door. This is like open to the outside, and then there's a fairly big stone door here.
Yeah.
Oh no, another door. I don't do well
Shit,
with this,
we'll have
guys.
to turn around.
Oh, stone. Oh, Snoot, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, the floor and the walls, while apparently more or less recently cleaned, it seems like, seem very, very old and almost eroded. The door, however, seems like a more recent addition. More recent as in months, years, perhaps, whereas the floor and the walls are much, much older.
Morgan will step up to the door.
There's no light in this little entranceway here, but there is a ever so slight shimmer of very soft, warm light coming from like the crack below the door.
Huh. Can you push the door open?
The door does move open as you push it.
Then you will push it open.
Let's see if this will. What the open door reveals as you push it open, it slides open without too much of a sound, really. A sign of excellent engineering. A large, almost lobby-like area with the main features being a soft, warm light being spread by both torches and a pair of braziers, in which are pretty much burning the remains of coal, perhaps, embers barely glowing, flooding the room with like a very soft, very, very soft reddish light. And a big statue, undoubtedly dragon-like, a sort of reddish obsidian. The rock itself is red, but the almost light reflections it gives off are very, very crimson. Also, give me a perception check as you
Sure.
light open the door.
Sure. Let me consult my. All right.
Yeah. Morgan
Aha.
looks around and says, Stassi, this is not real. Just to let you know.
Huh?
Pointing at the dragon.
Oh my god! It's the killer of Snoot's family.
Snoot says, "No, no, no."
It's a statue.
Oh.
So, I think I already know the answer, but does Stasi speak Dwarven?
He barely speaks anything. No. And for some reason, he knows Thayan. So there you go.
What?
Am I?
Dom Thayan,
No,
what the
my sainted mother. She's from Thay. She's a red wizard.
You wandered very far from home.
She's a lich. You know, if you come home, she's pissed.
Well, while he's not entirely sure if it is conversation or just noise coming from a weird place, he's fairly sure he hears something from sort of floating in the door.
There's something floating in the door.
Morgren would speak Dwarven.
Yeah, but I didn't perceive very well, so.
Not true.
With the hint, however, that there might be like sounds worth looking out for. Morgan gets the feeling there's like slight sounds of dwarven conversations coming from the from the south, not from the south.
Huh. Well. Might be some of my kin here. Well, hopefully scarred as I am to be friends, but in a dragon's place, probably not. See, he'll try and get a bit closer to try and discern what the hell they're saying.
Snoot begins to stealth.
Right. As you walk there, you can already see the exact source, in fact. And like this. And they can see you. As there appears to be a pair of dwarfs just sort of idly standing in the hallway here. A hallway that seems to have been artificially widened, really. The walls that existed before torn out partially and smoothed over. They, from the looks of it, were discussing, well, something that can't have been that important, as both of them sort of, after a moment of recognition, turn towards you, leaning on their warhammers, initially looking a bit confused as one of them calls over to you, "Oi, what you bringing?"
Morgan coughs and then shouts back, I bring the vengeance from my fellow friend to the dragon who killed his family.
The two dwarfs sort of make a double take. Not really, perhaps not expecting the fighting words that Morgaine is throwing, but I think after that we'll go straight into initiative.
All right.
Snoot accepts this. His friend knows how to properly introduce him.
You know, if he'd stalled, Snoot would already be in there, so he's gonna.
That's right.
He knows.
Snoot is already trying to figure out 17 different ways that he can climb on this fucking ceiling to drop down on these dwarves and murder them.
Initiative. Ah.
You want us to click the button, Sheep?
Yeah,
I
go for
click
it.
the
I
button.
click the button.
Falky, I wasn't talking to you. You're not the DM. I know you having a power trip after being the DM.
Hey,
You're
I
not the
clicked
DM
it,
right
so
now.
I'd feel bad if I wasn't allowed after those saves.
God,
Right.
he was the DM once, and now he's just.
Yeah, I know.
Stacy's.
It's like he just
Fine.
kills us with a trap, and all of a sudden his old power goes to his head.
Yeah, mad with power.
Broke my fucking door. I'll break your fucking dreams.
Wow.
It's fine. You don't have to worry about that.
Also worth noting before I forget to mention, there appears to be an additional door to the north. There might have once been a door to the east, however that seems to have been blocked off rather efficiently.
Fat dragon butt.
I don't know. I can crawl all over that dragon. I'm a kobold.
So if I run, I move 2 more. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep, you move two more spaces.
Alright. So if I run here, can I then charge?
Yes.
Then-
take
You
a
will have a
-5.
-5 to your attack roll.
Excellent. Stacy will
Well-
do so. He will.
-4 for charging, I guess.
That's true. It's a +1 for the charge. He will charge ahead, screaming bloody murder as he does. You know, if it's one thing he can do, he can do a good scream. He saves his vocal cords and speaks fairly softly. You know, normally, but here he howls as he charges forward, swinging his greatsword in a vicious arc, trying to hit Dwarf Clan Guard. So let's see if it does. It is a -4 to this, so I can't, I'll have to do that in post. That's probably a miss.
17 hits.
It's a -4 though, on top of that.
Oh,
so,
then it misses.
Yeah.
Clanks off the armor these guys are wearing.
Yep.
It probably looks suitably terrifying, though.
Yeah, no, it's a vicious arc. And that is him.
Alright. This guy will delay. Snoot.
Snoot, who was going to be all stealthy, given the natural kobold tendency, like, here's and he like pokes his head around, sees what his companion has done, and realizes that no one is going to fucking care about him. So we'll go ahead and have him double move run. 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sort of like here. Because Snoot has intelligence. He's just going to get himself to like here. It's basically just like a run and then like a normal move. And then a minor action to, I don't think I have anything that I want to do. I have to look over my abilities. All of them had daily listed inside the macro text, even though that wasn't true. And I don't have my Oath of Enmity as a button. So I have to look at the text of that and see it's a minor action. Yeah, I don't think I have something I want to do for that. Snoot is content to... He moved. He doesn't want to charge right in. He'll wait here for now. It's the end of my turn.
Right. This flabbergasted dwarf clan guard then, who will move forward and fight the intruder as he's been told. Swinging his hammer twice with a double hammer strike.
Wow.
Where he will smack you,
Yes.
17,
That's a hit.
for 7 damage, marking you, and then he will throw a smaller hammer at you.
Does that provoke?
That was the wrong button, sorry. This one. So he throws a small hammer at you, approaches, and then smacks you with his big hammer. So it's a 17 for 7 damage, and a 26 for 11, and pushes you back.
Okay.
And
Range
follows up.
attacks against like people who are engaged with you, they don't provoke it for you?
This
They do.
specifically does not provoke.
But
Okay.
if you look up in double hammer, it just the dwarf does not provoke opportunity attacks for this use of throwing.
Alright. Got it.
Then this guy. Manika, you'll have to help me with this guy because the rules for this are a bit convoluted, I think. Actually, do you want to just take over these two?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, go for it.
Yeah. a heavy croak as someone like drops what's probably like a brush to brush like a horse or something. Sound of metal on some like hay as and then a crunch as someone clad in a lot of metal armor gets on top of a big thing that grunts and sort of snorts
It's a war pig.
as a turn will be used on mounting up there. He will just stay here.
Right. And more angry dwarven voices sound from the back. This guy has a split of 5. He'll just double move, get in position with a crossbow in his hands. You need to actually see him. There you go.
Do you want us to be able to see any of the people in initiative besides us?
There you go. Always with a new map. And this guy will get next to his buddy, forming a crossbow phalanx
Oh
something.
no.
Oh, he didn't
Who
actually
taught
have
the
a turn
dwarves
yet.
how to use crossbows?
He did
Oh,
actually have a
yes,
turn
yeah.
yet, but I moved him, so there you go.
Oh. Okay then.
Sure.
All right. Morgan brandishes his rod, which suspiciously looks
Ew.
like he just. Huh?
No.
What?
That's a
What?
joke. Please carry on.
Okay. Sure. All right. Okay. Train of thought just completely gone there. Yeah. Pulls out his rod, which looks like a bunch of wands taped together haphazardly. But he tries to conceal that. He begins to move, and as he moves at least 3 squares, you hear like a clinking noise as something falls onto the ground and smashes, and you see smoke envelop him. The dark powers of his pact enveloping him as he moves. So if he moves more than 3 squares, the shadows give him concealment.
The dark
Till
powers
the
of
end of his next turn.
his pact or his backpack? Because
His backpack.
yeah,
Backpacked,
sure. No, I get it.
Backpacked. I like it.
Points the rod at the clan guard 7 and starts muttering in some weird arcane language. And for some reason, one of the pieces of paper on the rod burns up as he does so. As he curses the clan guard with the warlock's curse, branding him with there's like some dark sparkles, you could say,
Yeah.
settle themselves around him. And
Sounds terrifying.
The dark
the
sparkles.
guard, I'm sure, feels suitably scared. And following that up, so the guard has a curse on him, and then he'll follow up with a blast. As he mutters more words, the more their scrolls burns up, and he will blast the
Oh, nice.
dwarf.
Yeah, 24 versus reflex, definitely. It's
All right, the curse on the dwarf flares up as he gets hit, and he'll take an extra 6 damage.
Oh no.
Morgan harumphs to himself in satisfaction as the shadows form around him. He is done.
right. This guy already moved because he was over eager, so it's this guy who will step up and strike at Stacy with his warhammer, just doing it normally.
That's
25 for 13 damage, and he will elect not to push you.
All right.
But I
Well-
guess now you're marked from 2 people.
The most latest mark overrides. So.
Oh, okay. So it's this guy marking you then.
Yep.
Otherwise, a party of fighters would always win.
Yes. Oh, you attacked.
It'd be nice for a party of fighters to win something.
Oh.
Imagine.
Well, Stacy is in a bad way. Honestly, I'm about to go down. Yeah. Let's
Those
see
are
here.
pretty solid attack rolls. 26 and 25 could hit us fucking
Yeah.
dragons. So
Oh yeah, the first warhammer attack I actually did was a natural 20 that I missed. So we'll just pretend it wasn't.
Okay. Well.
Everyone who's the DM has suspiciously high rolls in this campaign. They don't understand it.
Well,
Do not question this.
Stacy will then swing at the Kleinguard 29. He will this time, like, he stopped screaming. He's coughing a little bit because that takes a lot out of his voice, so he's not screaming anymore. But he like lumbers forward and puts his what is actually considerable strength behind these swings, like big scything arcs, trying to hammer down the guard into submission. And he will use Avalanche Strike at Kleinguard 29. Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that is 28 damage.
28.
And any attacker has a +4 to hit against me for the next turn. Because I just, leaves himself open.
You smash into him. He is, you buckle his armor, leaving a large dent. The dwarf lets out a big oof, and doesn't look like he can take much more.
Stacy coughs a little bit. It's like, oh man, this really hurts actually. Oh. Yeah, that's him.
Snoot.
All right. Snoot looks at Kleinguard 29. See him. See those vision lines. As a minor action, points his longsword at the guard and cries that all servants of the Red Dragon shall be punished by the wrath of God. Just God in general.
Right, okay.
Oath of enmity. There we go. I copied that in. When he makes a melee attack against a target, the target's the only enemy adjacent to him. I make 2 attack rolls and use either result. It lasts until the end of the encounter or until the target drops to 0 hit points, at which point I regain use of that encounter or power. So Snoot will then take a move action, like I'm here, like so. And then as a standard action, I think that we'll just use a at will right now. Yeah, he's feeling himself. No, he's got to look cool. He's got to look awesome and amazing and wonder bubbles. This guy's got to suffer. Great.
Yes.
Avenging Echo. Yes. So, lashes out with divine and radiant energy against Kleinguard 29. I'll just click the macro twice to symbolize like the second attack roll. So 30 versus armor class for 11 damage.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
It's also a crit.
Yeah.
it's a crit. So it's instead of 30 damage, that's 30 damage. Instead of 11 damage, that's 13 damage.
Oh, yeah,
Avenging Echo.
the dwarf goes down, and Snoot has struck down the first servant of
Yep.
the evil red dragon.
And then until the end of my next turn, any enemy that ends its turn adjacent to me or that hits or misses me takes 5 radiant damage.
Ooh.
As the powerful war cry from the kobold echoes, and it's one that dwarves know very well. Centuries, if not millennia, spent fighting kobolds.
It stirs something within them. It is dread.
Right? It's the end of Snoot's turn.
All right. This dwarf is certainly afraid. He'll put down the human between the angry kobold and himself, and then smack the human. 23 for 10.
I'm hit. Yep.
Woo.
Hmm.
It hurts.
And he will.
Who
He
knew
will
someone
not.
could bleed so
Actually,
much?
he will push you one square because he's a dwarf, but he will not follow up.
What a bully.
Help, Anakin, I'm so weak.
And it's
Oh, dear.
time for the cavalry.
Having
He has the high
mounted,
ground on you.
But he's
it
a
seems
dwarf,
that
so it's
the first
ironic.
casualty's already hit the ground, which means that this guy is going to be.
Yay, it is the war pig. Look at that guy.
It's going to have to be.
Boris.
I mean, he's
Ah.
just the handler of Boris, but
He's really just
trained-
along for the ride.
they've trained long enough now to that he's ready to show what he can do. So they will take their turns together. As he will double move to get here. Yeah. as the massive boar with far too many tusks, beady little red eyes, sort of stomps out. It has sort of haphazardly had like leather harnesses with metal plates put on it, sort of further reinforce it, but it seems like it's not quite finished to the point where it's real armor. The dwarf on top of it, though, he is heavily armored and is wielding a shield and a sort of a long shafted warhammer that seems to be made to reach down from the back of this large boar. She looks at these intruders with quite a bit of confidence.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, people in chat. You're just now noticing that there's 3 strikers at this party?
Yeah, this is the worst
Did
party
you
of them
forget
all.
that there's just 3 strikers?
This is-
And one of them's level 1?
Mhm.
All right. This
Rude.
dwarf will level his crossbow against Sazi and shoot
Morgan, please. I go down.
for 6 damage actually because you don't have cover.
What the
And then-
fuck? I
And you
do.
take a few steps back to make space for the boar.
Let me put my state on me.
Oh no!
Morgan,
Complete
I mean-
the mission.
I mean,
Take your second win. I'm dying. I can't.
On the
Uh,
20.
Morgan will see Stassi go down, scoff internally, and run his little feet over here. Another crash of a bottle. His robe's hiding as the darkness envelops him again. Out comes the rod, and out comes the blast towards the Clan Guard 7.
Just like every Friday.
that is most definitely hit.
And the curse flares again for 3 damage.
Oof, he is bloodied.
That's it. I think.
Right. This guy, he can see Snoot, but I'm gonna say he has cover because the wall's like sticking out a bit here.
My tiny kobold privilege.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think the cover is going to matter, however, as I rolled
Well,
another crit.
It will matter because the target has cover, so I take less damage.
That is true, yeah.
Right.
You take 4 damage.
And he'll take 5 radiant damage for hitting me.
He dies.
My Avenging Echo. So he
Right.
takes 4 damage, but the
Right.
fury of the Avenger is boundless.
Did not see the zealous kobold
Radiant
coming.
justice strikes down the dwarf warrior.
I think you just yell and he dies. Radiant yell.
Is it like a
Or
yip?
yip.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a yip. And
Oh yeah, it's still echoing through the fucking hallway here. Probably like reverberating through the boar's tusks.
It's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of echo in this place. The walls are very, very barren. The only decoration really are a few torches and perhaps a few things in this room. But overall, it's it's epic acoustics. Starzy,
Right, let's see.
Stacy.
Stacy and
Live.
stuff.
Oh, nice.
It's-
Don't shake your nipples too hard. He needs the natural 20.
Oh, Anakin.
I can do whatever I want, Griffin.
That's right. Perform the heal check. I have a heal bonus of +5. I'll totally. Worth spending my standard actions to try and get you up. That'll be great. All right. Snoot looks around. A dwarf warrior backing up like the coward. Snoot understands. But Snoot looks over at Dwarf Clan Guard 7, who bullied around his human companion. And you are the one who will suffer everything forever. It's you. Snoot comes out like so, because Snoot is smart. And I'm seeing that there's a 1-2-1 on this grid. Curse you, God. Fine.
I can
There's
fix
still
that. But,
Don't do it.
okay. Oh, Mag, I fixed it. Wasn't me.
Well,
No, where am I? Oh, here. Whew. Oh, no.
I remember when I was able to access the map once. There we go.
All right.
All right. Move here, and I will use another encounter the Halo of Fire. As fire energy streaks out around Snoot. I'll get 2 attack rolls. 28 versus armor class for
Oh,
12 points of fire damage. Actually, yeah, 12 fire damage.
Ooh. Fire burns him, and he's on 1 hit point.
Yeah. Any enemy that ends its turn adjacent to Snoot takes 5 fire damage. And,
Ooh.
that's right. And let's see, that was a move action, that was a standard action. It's a minor action, I do nothing. I end my turn.
Right. Dwarf is not happy about his predicament. He will strike Snoot with his Warhammer.
No.
And I think that's the first time I rolled lower than a 15. And then he'll take a step back.
Mm-hmm. Just run from my fire.
He's strategically backing off with dwarven discipline.
Coward running from a kobold. Eternal shame in your clan.
Well, yes, but also the kobold is on fire.
He serves a red dragon.
He has learned the dangers of fire.
There's
fair.
someone in this fight, however, who has not learned the dangers of fire. He feels like he's clad in fire, armor bronze with red paint, and splattered on there liberally to signify what the dragon has given him, this chance to be a champion amongst his kind.
Oh no, is that Arbor a Valagduth ink like production?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh no.
Or is going to have one, but not yet.
It's that's fine, guys. We all know his armor doesn't do anything.
So move over here. Oh, that one too much. With the boar. All right. Yes. Boar is fast as he will move. Boars are stomping over here. Sort of half charging and then beginning to speed up as the big, massive thing. As the dwarf hammer will charge with his boar against Snoot. He's not afraid of any flame. An attack here with a +1 to hit.
Yup.
Oh my goodness.
And as when he makes a charge, the boar gets to make a gore attack, albeit it has a penalty to this, but that's already factored.
No.
Okay. It is harder to fight when you have someone on your back. Yeah. The boar rearing its massive
Snoot is too
tusks.
tiny.
The
Too
hammer
tiny
reaches
compared to the
down
boar.
with a hammer to sort of clop Snoot with it.
Alright, and they end their turns next.
Any enemy that ends its turn adjacent to Snoot takes 5 fire damage.
Could not be helped.
Yeah, well, they're not afraid of fire. They're not immune to it either.
Mhm.
This guy, well, he has to move a bit to get a clear shot on Snoot, but that is very possible. He'll move here and shoot at Snoot. 11.
Oh.
No. Morgan.
Okay. Morgan sees his boar just fucking like fly around the corner and ram into Snoot, and he knows that this is really bad. So he's gonna run to Snoot. This way.
Snoot, I'm running towards the exit.
He's gonna shout at Snoot to cover his ears as he is going to use his daily. His Curse of the Dark Dream on the boar.
Snoot gives and covers
On
his
the
ears.
boar or on the rider?
I mean, I feel like the boar is more dangerous.
Right.
So
Fair assumption.
I'll shoot the boar, which is cool warlock powers. It really is just him shooting multiple wands at once and hoping nobody dies. So he shoots it at the boar first of all. That probably doesn't hit at all, actually.
No.
13. No.
No,
Or
but
look angrily at him as the little rays of.
yeah.
fist.
So behind the boar, because he missed, like maybe at the wall, you hear like a cacophony of explosions of like dark energy hitting the wall, echoing, probably very deafening. Which would have been cool if it hit, but it didn't. So now Morgan is very sad and also scared for his life, and so ends his turn.
Alright, but you still get the sustain minor, right?
Let's
Because
see
it
here.
says you hit or miss.
Oh, right. Slide same minor, slide the target.
Which means as a
Ah.
minor action, you can continue to do that.
Yeah,
If you don't
I'll
do it,
mark him.
Sure. So does that mean I can do it now, or is it the next
Next turn.
turn? Okay. Then he will use his minor to curse the dwarf hammerer.
Okay.
The good thing about warlock curses, they do not like. If I switch, I can put it on multiple targets. They do not run out unless the target dies or the encounter ends.
Okay.
So, hammerer also has the curse, and he's done. He also
Right.
has concealment.
Stacy.
All right. Let's see what we do. Anakin. I'm so weak. That's it.
Okay.
Maybe this party should have brought healing potions.
Well,
They have
I mean,
action
Excuse
points,
me.
so it'll be okay.
I don't have any money. I have a sword. That's all I have. I am literally naked.
no.
I
When
have-
he woke up,
I have always dreamt of a hat. That's the type of life I have lived. Insane.
when
Like that guy was so horrifically irresponsible with money that he didn't have nothing. He had nothing. His armor class was 14. He needed to salvage something from this fight that he can't get past. Shit. Snoot will go ahead and will be show off here. Be shifty. Yeah. I'm gonna shift 1 square as a minor action. Woo! Right here. In the thick of things. Snoot's here for vengeance, damn it. As a standard action, we're gonna go ahead and attack. We're gonna go ahead and attack the clan guard with let's see. So, if I had a power that could move someone that's adjacent to me, if I moved the mount, the rider would go. What if I moved the rider?
does he fall off?
That's a good question, Monica.
Usually
yes,
their feature
I-
would tell them if
Could
they
you-
can stay mounted or not.
Could
How much
drag
would
the
you move
dwarf?
him by? What sort of distance?
It would be 2
Uh,
squares,
The
which would be
rider
enough to actually
can
move a dwarf.
choose to have have the mount move with them. If they choose not to, they fall prone in the square that they would be forced to move to.
So basically move both of them unless the dwarf for some reason wants to fall off.
Okay.
Say into a magma pit. Knocking them prone, however, knocks the rider. Knocking them out prone knocks the rider off.
Okay. Got it. I will use Overwhelming Strike against Clan Guard 7. My Oath of Enmity is on him, so I'll get 2 attacks. So, 1, 2. 25 versus armor class for 12 damage.
Yeah, he has 1 hit point. He's dead.
Hey.
Thought so. Alright. Cool.
As the guard dies, with the curse on him, Morgan flourishes his rod, and dark energy seeps out of him, and the dark spiral aura grows in power around Morgan. You can see the little sphere of dark glitter rotate around him as he pulls whatever power the curse seeped from him on his death.
Okay. Let's see here. As I'll go ahead and expend my action point. I have a move action because I expended my minor to do that. We'll go ahead and convert the move action into the minor, though, to swear an oath of enmity upon this hammerer. You are now my sworn enemy. For reasons. And let's see here. I will perform a focused fury attack against the dwarf hammerer. So 28 versus armor class for 9
Oh
damage.
yeah.
All right, 9 damage. And if the target is my Oath of Enmity target, I can push a different enemy that is adjacent to me 2 squares. So I hit the hammer for 9 damage, but I'm going to shove this fucking boar 2 squares.
Okay. Ball is in fact not a dwarf, so it moves the full 2 squares.
The power of the kobold. Snoot doesn't quite understand the dangers of being charged, despite what just happened there. He very wants to show off how great and wonderful this kobold is to hit a dwarf and shove a boar 2 squares. It makes him very happy. That's the end of my turn.
All right.
The boar can save against the sustained minor I can do at the end of his turn, I guess. Just to note you.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think the dwarfhammer looks down at the Snoot, who's like pushing the boar and knocking the boar back, and then he looks at the dying human, and the dwarf as he sort of frowns. I hope that the first fortnight being after this whole thing would be a bit more challenging. Time to mob it up. Then he'll charge the.
Yeah, he'll take the attack opportunity. It's
He'll
a
have to be
kobold,
like
who
this,
cares?
whatever. When we're on a mount, whoever threatens the square that they move through can choose who to attack opportunity they want.
I will try to perform an attack of opportunity against the dwarf hammerer then.
All right.
Let's see here.
All right.
That'll be a. Remind
So
me.
he's charging me?
It's just a melee basic attack thing. Like I can't use any of my at-wills.
Unless the at-will has a thing in
A
it.
specific thing that says it's allowed to be used as a melee basic attack. I understand. All right, so this will just be against the hammer, but it will be 2 attack rolls. So 23 versus armor class for
Yep.
13 damage against the hammer.
Just gets around the shield.
Yeah, you barely managed to hit him.
Who's technically attacking me here? The hammer?
Yes.
All right. As an immediate interrupt,
Both of them will.
as being targeted by an attack and having some dark spiral aura around him, it will flare forth. Where Morgan will spin around, pulling something out of his robe and throwing it at the hammer's face. It will do 1d6 necrotic and psychic damage for each
Oh, God.
point, which is 1 right now. So 6 damage. Necrotic and psychic. I don't know if this is an
Buddy.
attack, so I don't think this is an attack. I think this is just a
An
Immediate
attack typically has
interrupt
an attack roll.
yeah. It does say hit though, isn't it? Thing. Oh well, it doesn't matter then. It's fine. That's it. He gets charged still.
All right. I guess like he's bloody, so like that like flask or whatever was not what he expected.
Yeah.
Coming like smashing in his face, and like some of his beard falls up and clots and stuff as he just lets out like an angry like grunt. Like a kobold is one thing, but this fucking dwarf who's working with these guys, like the dragon here is not evil. I mean, maybe it's a little bit, but it's a good business dragon. So, you know what? Have this with a +1 to hit.
I mean, yeah.
It's nearly double your armor class.
The boy
Yeah, I
gets to the boy gets to also do it. Oh well, that boar's a very lucky boar, but
Very
it
angry
tries to
ball.
begin its shenanigans, but it fails again.
Oops.
To actually do it. Maybe the boar is not really motivated. It was in the middle of getting like brushed, and it's not really into this whole fight before breakfast sort of thing. It used to be a pretty well domesticated boar. It's not as ferocious as it could be, I suppose.
Yeah, and as far as you can tell from the reaction of the guards, there haven't really been many intrusions. So,
They're down there, probably pretty scared.
this guy, he knows what to do. He'll shoot the kobold. 14.
No.
He'll reload. Morgan.
Okay. He will shift the hell out of here. He does not have. Oh, he had concealment on that charge, but I don't think that would have mattered anyway. Doesn't matter. He doesn't have concealment anymore because he has to move at least 3. All right. Sure. Cant some words. More than a few pieces of paper burn up as he casts Witchfire on the hammerer here, trying to burn him off the mount.
Oof.
52 versus
Oh.
reflex.
Yeah, that hits.
11 fire damage. And then the curse activates. 4 extra damage. He's a -2 to attack rolls, and then he will action point. Let's see here.
Right. Stasi, hold fast. We might revive you after this fight after all.
Try my
and,
best.
then the party of 3 strikers can go die in the next fight.
Sweet, sweet embrace of darkness and death. Mother,
Did the
I am coming
did the
home.
did the boar save against the
Oh, no.
No.
All right. Sustain minor. Push the boar back square, like diagonally from him.
Just onto Snoot.
Sure. And then opportunity attack and all. When he decides to move, if he wishes. And then with the action point, he will blast him in the face. Again, the hammer. 14 versus reflex.
No.
Alright.
Camera is agile enough to dodge out of the way.
You can see at this point that Morgan's rod just looks like there's nothing on it anymore, just a few splinters of wood. As if he is, as if there's not much left to him, but he's trying.
they
his
make
best.
they make pills and creams for that. For
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Oh, his poor
He's not all
rod.
of tricks, but he's trying his best.
Right, Stacy, maybe get the 20.
I mean, it's a 5%
Could happen.
chance.
I've rolled like 4 of them so far.
No.
What's a 20?
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. That's
all right. Damn sheep.
That's-
Fucking boar is pissed.
Stacy rolls off on
Yeah,
the motorcycle.
Stacy driving off into the sweet embrace of death is what that was.
The highway to hell. Let's
Yeah,
go.
join me next
So-
time for Stacy towards the Shadow Realm.
All right, 4E mechanics question. If I am adjacent to like a mount, am I able to strike the rider despite
Yes,
not being
they
adjacent to
share
the rider?
those squares.
Okay. Wanted to know that. So I will not have to shift as a result. All right. Standard action. Looking at my arsenal and all the great things that I have here. Okay.
We can do it, buddy.
That's right. Snoot, of course, has an oath of enmity, so he wouldn't even think about getting away from this hammer to go after the warrior that's down there. Let's go ahead and do a focused fury attack against the hammer. Go ahead and make my 2 attack rolls. 23 versus armor class.
Yes, barely again.
For 7 points of damage against the hammer.
I'll do it.
Oh,
No,
I did.
no, we did twice.
I'll heal him.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and push the boar 2 spaces. We'll push him to here.
Actually, no, because we did it at the
Oh,
same
no.
time, he didn't lose health. So he has to lose health. There we go.
Move him
what?
1 space.
Alright.
Yeah, to like there. And Snoot then, as a move action, will position himself. Like so.
Making the charge difficult.
Yipping. It's a move. It's a standard. Minor action. Why not? Shift 1 space. Beautiful. Perfect.
Sheep, does this hammer want to fight to the death?
Oh yeah, I'm not retreating anyone here.
Sure.
Alright.
Fine.
Sheep wants this encounter to end immediately, damn it.
Yeah.
First session, fuck this party.
Because
I get to go to
finally the
bed.
hammer is actually close enough to anyone to do his like cool shit.
Oh, anyone who failed is in trouble. So they will try not to.
Yeah. So since he's close, he can try to
Do his cool shit, as you said.
Yeah. which is so Boar rears down as he brings up his shield to shield bash Snoot as a minor action, which actually doesn't roll the attack roll for some reason.
Nice.
So let's try to have that actually roll the attack roll as well. That would be amazing. Imagine what we could have.
Resist. What is your 40? Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Somehow that manages to hit me, yeah.
All right, 8 damage, and
All
Snoot
right.
is knocked prone.
Got it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, first attack.
Sure.
Problem. I am bloodied.
So that he can have a negate that -2 when he strikes with his hammer.
Don't think
Yep.
it matters.
Nice damage on that one. I guess his swing
Not
goes
minimum.
just hits dude before it's
And so-
ground.
How dare you be able to hit this tiny kobold laying on the ground while you're mounted on a boar? This is
He
bullshit.
like kneels down. Lets him do it. The boar's really not into this so far. He said nothing. All right, that's them.
Oh, the ball can't even attack because it didn't charge.
No,
yeah.
he attacks when he charges or when he's alone.
This guy, he is brave. This fight is not going well, but it's closing up. He'll move here and shoot at Morgan crossbow. 16.
Yeah.
I like how the dwarves have been the most suicidal minions of all of our minions we've had across.
6 damage. You know, a sign of their leadership.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
The concealment would give a -2 to the attack roll.
I don't have concealment. I only
Oh.
shifted last turn
Not-
because I was in attack range. Right. He will now move 3 squares. Now he's in range to. Let's see here. He's gonna smack the warrior down there with a blast. Get rid of him. He's annoying. Actually, he will curse the boar because he can curse the closest to him, and I'm assuming they're in the same space,
Mhm.
so I can pick. So,
Yeah.
boar gets the curse,
Everyone cursed.
and he will blast the warrior down below him. Oh, okay. 16 versus
Uh,
reflex.
Against the ball, the dwarf.
No, the dwarf below the dwarf warrior 17.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. They're not that great.
Alright.
He falls to the ground under your dark magic.
He will not push with a minor, which you need to roll a save for actually again. I think on the boar.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
safe.
he will use his minor instead to second wind as a dwarf, as a minor.
That's right. Dwarf privilege right there.
Dwarf privilege. And
What a
he's
healing
done.
surge.
Yes. Take that off. Alright.
Right. Stacy.
So-
Have your heroic resolve.
Yeah, well. Oh,
Uh.
it's stable over here at least. I'm not getting any worse currently, so.
Snoot.
Snoot stands up as a move action. He's shifty. He shifts as a minor action.
Stand still, you creature.
Let's see here. I think we will have, between the at-wills, the daily just would not be appropriate for this at all. Can't use this in this situation. So, for starters, apparently the daily's a fucking range attack. So no, definitely not appropriate for this situation. I know, right? You didn't know that. I forgot that myself. So focused fury attack against the dwarf hammer. To attack rolls, 17 versus armor class is not going to hit his 23 AC.
Yeah, no. Armor's too thick.
Yeah, that's what it is. The armor is too thick. I end my turn.
Oh. This 2DM thing worked okay so far, but not if you do it at the same time.
Well, let's take a look here.
You'll want to make a recharge roll for his whole shield
Yes,
thing.
he really kind of wants to charge more than he wants to stand still, but no shield bash. Well,
I mean, he could just shift and charge Morgan, right?
He's still provoke.
no,
Not if you shift.
Oh, right, sure.
it's true.
Yes. I have concealment though.
Yeah, but
No.
you're also like a traitor dwarf.
Sure.
Oh, he stomps, I guess, on the dead guard. Maybe the boy like eats some of it.
Mid-charge snack.
Concealment and second wind, so +4 to his defenses. That does not hit.
And the boar, maybe it can do it now.
That would hit an 18, yeah.
All right.
Smacking into you.
As the
12 damage.
boar hits with a melee attack, it gets temporary hit points.
The boar is fortified. Fortified.
As it feels blood, it begins to like grunt excitedly. This is what it lives for.
Hmm.
And that's them.
Margaret.
Damn, Sheep. What the hell is going on there?
Finally,
It's a
someone
fucking
called an
murdering
ambulance for
chaos.
Stacy.
It's
Oh,
the
That's what
ambulance.
it is.
Get over
First,
here.
it was the fucking motorcycle he rode off on.
Is the universe telling us
Yeah.
something? Should we help?
I think that motorcycle from earlier crashed or something.
The fucking boar gets on the motorcycle, he like rides off.
Oh, it's a hog. It's
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You will shift and blast the hammer. Ah! What the fuck is that?
the power level 1 compels you.
His rod just fizzles. Just,
It's rough.
just
Shooting
sparks.
blanks.
You need to
Sparks
short
coming
rest
out.
before I can continue.
I need more battery power. Damn it.
I need to charge this fucking thing.
The body is willing, but the spirit is weak.
Stacy, come on, 20.
Or is it the other way around? No.
I mean,
am,
you got the first bit, right?
I mean, yeah. I am one failure away from death.
Wait, do you keep
Alright.
rolling them even when you stabilize?
Yeah, there's no stabilizing for you. Just keep rolling them.
Oh, okay.
He needs like a heal check or something to like stabilize him. Like him just rolling on his own unless he gets a 20. Doesn't
You can do a heal
stabilize.
check to let him use his second wind.
I'm sure the dwarf hammer will appreciate timeout.
Yeah. Actually, more time to smack
Oh,
my.
all right. I'll just go take care of my dead friends.
You know, if you got it, Gribbons, you might as well just blow it.
Got it. Blow it. Listen here,
Daily,
you level
I'm-
1 son of a bitch.
I'm talking about.
The daily will not fucking save Christmas in this situation. I've looked at it. It's not
Well-
what that does.
All right then.
Right. How about you go get some more powers and some levels at the village of Elm before you tell me what.
You know, I
Well-
didn't pray enough to my DM god. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Wow.
It's 2 spaces for a charge, right?
Yes.
All right, I can do this. I could move normally, or I could shift, and then charge. Yeah, look at that. Gonna charge the hammer.
All right.
Melee basic attack will get a +1. Use my Oath of Enmity target, so I'll make 2 attack rolls. 23 versus armor class for 8 damage.
83 exactly hits, leaving the dwarf at what?
You're leaving the dwarf at
1 hit
1 hit
point.
point. Because 8
Because it was
damage.
8 damage, not 9.
ah. All
What
right.
is happening?
All right, charge into my turn. That's the end of my turn.
All right, Morgan sucks out the power. Oh no, he's not dead. Never mind.
Nope,
he
he's not.
doesn't. He wishes he could, but he can't. He feels it. He's almost dead.
All right. Well. Nosy Kobold. Let's see if he can recharge his bash attack. No. No bashing for him. Yeah, he's gonna try to take this kobold out. It's he's dying, and it was the kobold who got him here. The dwarf seems to have a wand failure, so yeah, doesn't have a cool attack though, so he will just make a hammer
Yep,
attack.
that down Snoot. He's down.
Ah!
He's actually over here.
Hi.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Ah. He'll shift, and with shaking hands, he will try and get his rod to work. Oh my god!
He has 1 hit point.
No.
No, it's not gonna work. No, his rod breaks. I think Morgan would like to get the hell out of here.
You want to just
No.
retreat?
Yeah, I'm out. I am out.
And there you have Valigna's Lair.
Oh, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that is a bit sad, although I would have felt about just giving you the combat as well, either. I don't know what would have been the best decision there.
I don't know. This played out as like The attention is these
Ah.
heroes aren't, strong.
It's party of 3 strikers, a bunch of 15 pluses hit the guy who didn't have any armor to begin with, so the armor wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
And down one person, so it turned from 3 strikers to 2 strikers, one of whom's level 1. None of these dwarves ever considered the idea of retreating. They were going to fight to the death for the red dragon, even at 1 hit point. So, understandably, the party of 3 strikers is going to lose.
It's a learning experience for 3 strikers. Maybe get some variety in your party.
For the hell of it,
Yeah.
let's have Snoot and Stassi roll an extra, death save.
Sure.
A
There you go. I'm dead.
heroic recovery.
Permanently dead.
Close, but not enough. All right, sheep. Well, that was.
Oh.
Grimmeth, you didn't even get to the vat of acid.
Nope, didn't even get to
I
the
didn't need
venom.
to.
I have no surprises about that situation.
No, when I saw the boar and super heavy dwarf on it, I was like, oh, well.
I-
I
When
didn't even need to
Manukai-
see a single enemy for this encounter to know that the party of 3 strikers, one of whom was
Oh.
level 1, was not going to. I thought this party would
Oh.
do the worst.
Oh yeah,
out of
no,
all
of
the four.
course. This is the worst part of all. Like no questions asked. But I was hoping to get past the first encounter.
Yeah, when Manakai
Hmm.
gave me what I could use for the first encounter, I distinctly remember going like, "Are you sure?"
23 armor class is really hard to hit for level 3s.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
Even as a warlock affecting other saves, level 1, he's pretty. For level 1, he had really good modifiers. I will say he's quite strong for level 1. But unfortunately, it just didn't come to bear.
My stats on this guy might be among the worst I've seen. They are
Your AC is.
they are abysmal. The only thing that is good on him is his strength. It's 18. Everything else, I have a 12 con, and then it's an 8 dex, 8 int, a 6 wisdom, and a 9 charisma. That's Stassi.
Truly an unfit.
Oh, he's terrible.
Oh, yeah, unfit barbarian, a faker warlock.
I didn't
guess?
didn't even get the chance to find a hat.
No, outfitting yourself in cool gear to cover up your naked nature.
Yeah. If the party was lucky to get through the first thing, there would have been a lot of warhammers to loot. But
Well, at
but
least
alas,
he can go home to his sainted mother Lich in
Or
Tay.
Snoot. Valignith the Red Death killed Snoot's entire clan. Everyone he ever knew
Mhm.
lived, made life worth it.
So I
Snoot
think-
has a family, told him the story, and he came here for vengeance.
I think sheep. It's up to you now, really. But consider, I think in this situation, I don't even think this dwarven hammer would actually like. He's pretty pissed about his like fellows dying, right? And it's probably gonna like throw whoever is dead is probably the one person that he starts by. Like, I don't think he would. Maybe he would follow Mogran. What do you think? Like, who's dying here, sheep?
I mean, people who go down in combat, that's the honorable way to enter combat. To either, fight to victory or go down because you can't fight anymore. And the one who really is a coward and a traitor to his people really is Morgan.
Alright.
He's running away. He's doing like weird magics that make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
does he get away? And Snoot wakes up and continues to the next encounter by himself for vengeance, only to be, have a horrible time of it.
Yeah, Morgan, I think, is the one who gets chased down here and doesn't make it out. Whereas Stassi and like Snoot, they just get thrown outside. Come back later.
Stores are cold-blooded. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're serving a red dragon, it's not like you're a good person.
It's true.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There's more tacos for him.
Dwarves are all about their honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would ask what people thought of the lair, but I mean, it was a nice door entryway.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not going to try and look for stuff. It was too. I can't form an opinion. She
I-
So,
Can't give you any input or description on how fitting the lair was for your character. What you did.
I like the dragon
yeah.
set. Though.
it seems there were some interesting modifications done in the first room, like clearing out the walls and stuff. So I don't know exactly what that's for. Valagnuth is not that big, I believe. So
I expect as a prediction that this lair probably curves around to the fucking like the trap room, and that stuff is sealed to prevent like adventurers from just immediately going there.
Mm.
And then you'll have like the Azure, and then probably like Valignif either near the Azure or
Mm.
behind the Azure.
I don't know, I could still give you guys as players the tour of what William have done here.
Nope, don't care.
All right,
It's dead to me.
then you're probably never going to see it because this is not intended as a permanent place.
you can give me a quick tour, Sheep. I'm sure some people on the stream would like a.
That's right.
Sure, and
a
also
quick
you
look
haven't
around.
been in this place when
I've never
know,
been here, no. So I
before
was
Valignif moved in.
that's true.
I was
Sure, I've never
here
seen it.
for like the half hour we went here, and then I was gone the next week. So this is a new place for me.
Oh, poor Morgan.
I feel the worst for Morgan. Really, he had a good thing going. He had like weird bottles and a
That removes one of the weakest, not as weak as Kellen, but probably the second weakest person from the
Yeah.
pool of heroes who will most likely be replaced by someone stronger.
As a quick thing about Morgan, since he's dead, he was a faker. He's also very friendly to Snoot in particular. And the reason he's here is just because, he wanted to be cool and brooding, and then dragons killed his friends, and he's like, well,
Mhm.
that's another
was the
opportunity to be cool and brooding, so...
He
Yeah.
was the first hero that was generated in this campaign.
Now he's
Yep.
dead.
I had
You
hopes
feel
for him,
Happy sheep.
and then Manaka...
Come on.
Whose hand here is stained?
I already have an idea of who's gonna join up with Snoot next.
Poor, forgotten already, poor Morgan.
I will
Jesus.
never forget Morgan.
It would have been interesting if Snoot's trait of having infant family also meant that someone of his family filled the slots that become free from people dying.
The
So
end of
that
the
is just
infinite.
all Snoot.
So another group of 3 Kobold Avengers.
You better watch out. A wave of kobolds is pretty strong. Can even take out hobgoblins.
This character is not a kobold. He is a swarm of kobolds.
That's right. I identify as a swarm.
It's a whole team of them doing things. Yeah, I mean, having the trait here might not. It's mostly flavor it, but like his family exists out there, right? And they still want to come to Valignith even when it's not hero time.
Right, let me reveal the rest. Boop. I even made a new map and everything, and you can still see like some of the assets I parked in the darkness, but that's fine.
That's a lot of acid.
It's a big vat of acid that actually was here in the beginning, however, without bridges. So, that was a thing.
I don't think I've ever seen so much acid.
It's like sulfuric, like really hot stuff with an altar to, I think, a primordial god of fire or something.
All right.
Which was just left there. It's not really its place anymore. It's just left there because it likes fire and destruction. All right, that's cool by me.
Sure thing.
The bridge over here has a sneaky little feature though, because on the other hand, first of all, there's more dwarfs, and there's also swinging pendulums of death that attempt to throw people into the acid as they walk across the acid. So it's like a trap encounter, which we'll never see now. The rest of the rooms here is like dwarven living quarters, mostly empty because most of the dwarves are out and about trying to look for their lost homestead or whatever that was, with a more or less secure storage room for all kinds of stuff in the back, closed off from the entrance because it was sort of silly to have your entire storage right at the front where anyone could just walk in, take everything, and walk out. which I think I commented on when we initially went here. To get to Valingnev, however, you have to overcome the 2 big locking mechanisms that pretty much cut off the living quarters of the dwarves where they interact from where he and the Azer hang out. One of the places to activate the mechanism is in this secure storage room. I think the lever is right here. So you have to get past the dwarves. The other way to open the other door is to the north here, where the large basin of water that is basically this is on top of this. So it's like this is up, this is down. It used to be used to keep the fire at the forge of the Azer. However, now that there's actually someone who can supply proper fuel and get caravans here and whatnot in Valingnev, that's not really necessary. So this entire place has been sort of restructured to a food source through the freshly cleaned out pipes that come from a different place in the Underdark, from a very metal-rich lake. Both water as well as metallic sort of crabs are flushed down here where they make their place and are a convenient, tasty, crunchy food source. So there's like little corals made from metallic crystals and a bunch of crabs with very shiny carapaces just wandering about.
Seeing the name, I thought these were like mecha crabs.
Not exactly.
All right.
They are just crabs with metal shells.
All right then.
And the way to get past this room is there's a puzzle to the south. Previously, it was you had to know the hierarchy of giants or whatever, but that's not really relevant to Valingnev. No, for people who want to visit him specifically and his master smith, they need to show that they know the worth of metals. Like, what is the hardest metal? What is the most expensive metal? It's like a sliding puzzle with different depictions of different metal types, and you have to put them into the right order. It's basically a big skill challenge with the twist that once you pull the little lever that reveals the puzzle, the door here locks and the room starts slowly filling with water, giving you a timer to actually do it, so you can't just brute force your way into it. And if you are too slow, you'll be in trouble. Basically, if you succeed at it, the water doesn't really have time to drain properly and will run partly into the way, into the sandy, long tunnel that runs into the underground that was dug, which has an effect on the next thing. And if you're too slow, well, you start drowning pretty much and lose healing surges, I believe, before eventually figuring out the puzzle and being able to continue. And once you got these two doors open, one from the puzzle here and one from the Dwarven living quarters, you have to pass through the tunnel of fire, which there isn't actually any fire, just it's reminiscent of the very hot sand room in Grimace campaign, which I'm sure you'll remember. You have to endure incredibly heat sand through a snaking tunnel, which is another skill challenge, how you can figure out how to avoid the worst of it. If you successfully completed this challenge, the tunnel is also filled with a thick load of steam, which doesn't really impact you for that tunnel, but it'll come into effect right after that tunnel. Another feature of the tunnel skill challenge, if you succeed in that, you will also notice that the dwarves have used it to basically burrow cook pots to stew, cook meat in it. And dwarves, being smart and also vulnerable to fire, have covered those pots in a fire repellent salve, which you can salvage from the things, giving you a salve of fire resistance for the next fight. So if you succeeded in those two skill challenges, one, you can surprise the Azer because the steam will sort of mask your approach, and two, one of you would have had fire resistance. And then the last dude, of course, Valignev's master smith, who has taught him a lot, is Yanor the Azer, who guards his forge, as well as Velitnev over there in the corner.
I see.
That is probably having the least adorned sleeping area of anyone,
Oh yeah,
laying there, trying to sleep with the hammering going.
yeah. He has the things he values the most, which is heat, as well as he's sleeping on the Azer's supply of metal. Really, all the ingots and such are just piled under him, and that's all the luxury he needs. The rhythmic sound of his forging sort of
So
lulling him to
you
sleep.
you probably said, but maybe I zoned out of stupidity. Where is the treasure?
The treasure I just didn't put on the map because I was 99% sure that you would never get
Oh
that.
wow!
All the photoshopping that he did to meticulously craft a map and didn't even feel like depicting treasure.
No, well, what a down to business dragon.
The magic items that Velitnev has is one thing, but in terms of actual like coinage, he has almost none of that because he traded that away so that he could have the ingots.
Oh, I see.
He has a couple hundred equivalent gold pieces. He also has the very, very ostentatious fake treasure from the gnome or whatever he was.
I know. Fake gold is pricey.
Where's Velignus' actual anvil? Like for when he does like his own like work and stuff that he fiddles with.
The one we bought and had the poor monks carry through the world.
Yeah, his anvil would probably be near the forge. He doesn't sleep on that. That's definitely a tool, although a treasured one. So I guess it's treasure too, but
okay.
You know,
I was just wondering like whether he
everything is
treated it as treasure or how he felt about it, like whether he put it with like his actual knickknacks.
I think it's close by, but he doesn't sleep on it. It's a bit too bulky for that. He might break it.
I did expect the one thing that surprised me, I guess, is the puzzle section, because I thought you were gonna say that like a valid thing to get through the puzzle was to smash it, because in destruction truth is revealed, right?
Well, that was originally there before we came in, so
Oh.
Yeah, it's not something he put in place. It was there.
Just
already.
imagine though, you raid a Dragon Slayer and suddenly it's like, now organize the periodic table.
Exactly. But first,
helium and then.
Oh god.
And Jonas, it's very cleverness beyond Velignus' capabilities to really
probably.
Well,
he just also, like he just reskinned the puzzle there rather than.
It also would mean the puzzle wouldn't really be reusable, and Velitnev would have to like come fix it, which is difficult if he basically never leaves this area.
The solution to the puzzle would be to smash it, right? That's the only solution to it. That's what I thought.
the only
it's just like a slab.
Puzzle.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a dumb puzzle with
face engraved on it.
a really
What is the solution here?
A really smug.
You praise the dragon, back to the dragon, water keeps drowning you.
The only winning move is not to play, son of a bitch.
That's right. All right. Well, seems like a hot, fiery acid lair for sure. You have the beginning of an interesting factory. I'm sure.
I don't think this will be where Velitnev like stays permanently, but it's a nice first step in his life.
Note how eager Sheep is to move out whenever it took us until the very session before we went to sleep to get this place.
I mean, Velitnev has just moved constantly.
So that we can be bullied again to that we have to do something for him, or else when he dies,
the sun would be.
Is this Ritalin Mark II? Are we gonna chase a feather for 5 sessions? Oh
God.
Well,
feather man.
That was I was so
no,
pissed.
It was a feather. Had I known, then.
Yeah, had we fucking known. Such a troll move. Sure. Well, guess that's it then.
Yeah.
Now all 4 layers are done.
Yep.
Yep.
And next week we can begin to have the dragons wake up
Yeah.
and go and spread some more tyranny or find tyranny.
I am looking forward to playing a dragon again. I think we're ready.
Puts things in perspective to play these idiots.
Yeah. We
We're
have.
going to be large size.
Oh yeah.
They can be large.
Oh.
What is that going to mean for us, Manikai, being large size?
That you're bigger now,
Uh-huh.
and there was some more stuff I can't remember right now.
All right. Well.
Well, I've got like 2.5 hours, so it's time to remember.
Would the largeness give us any stat increases?
No.
Oh.
It'll increase our ego by more than twice.
Well.
It makes us more vulnerable to being attacked.
Yeah, easier to flank, certainly.
It's harder to get cover whenever you're a large-sized creature.
Yeah. Luckily, I can generate my own with my weird
it was
shadow
because
powers.
of it, I thought arrows had really been underpowered so far, so
Yeah.
you gotta make it so it's more difficult to cover. You know that's important.
You know, somehow I believe you.
The only benefit you might get from it is extra reach, but really I would prefer to just be a tiny dragon.
Yeah. That would be kind of funny. Like a fairy dragon, and then you charge and do 50 damage, and you're like, oh my
That is
god.
how the dragon godmother is supposed to work.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I need some reduced person scrolls, reduced dragon scrolls rather.
Scrolls. All right. Well, I guess that's it for the stream.
Oh,
A bit shorter one, but you know.
Wow, viewers. Jonah's saying he's fucking done with you.
That.
Get out of his face.
You don't get to stay even though you want.
He doesn't want to interact with you. Done
Wow.
with you.
Wow.
do you, Griffith?
I'm being stream shamed here. Like, excuse me.
Right.
Jonas, I think Gern's expecting a 12-hour.
Uh-huh. Is that what Grimace expects, huh? Oh.
Raised to a new standard. I suppose.
No,
was
I
the
paid
word.
my streaming dues to Grimace in the past.
I narrowed my eyes and then I understood what you meant.
Mhm.
And I have no further comment.
I don't think I want to understand.
Do I
It's
need to
been-
know what?
It was Jonas had to pay off his student loans, and
Yes, there was only one way to do it back in those dark days.
It was tender, loving care.
Yeah, tender loving care. The
Experience.
wonderful experience of psychobabble meets boobs, and incredible acting. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's you will
No,
never be-
Tolpanzer, our weapons don't go up a size. You're dreaming. You're thinking we're going to deal more damage with our large size shit. That's not how this is balanced.
Yeah, wouldn't that be funny?
All the drawbacks of being large with none of the benefits, Tolpanzer. Come on. Game balance.
Obviously, come on.
You'd have to do an entire different weapon scaling thing. That's not how 4th edition works.
Fourth edition doesn't do that at all. Doesn't like it. It's very intimidated by the idea.
We're too busy in our narrow niches of AEDU. At will encounter daily utility.
Not like
I-
fifth edition, where you get to do basic attacks all day.
Hooray!
I vastly prefer 4th edition over 5th edition.
Really?
I like it, but it has to be to know what's nostalgia and what's just.
Depends how far the campaign goes.
I like both.
I
both.
prefer long 4E ones rather than short ones, to be honest.
I like both 4E and 5E. They both have their merits for different reasons.
I think 4th edition inherently leaves less room for roleplay. You can quickly get lost in the complexities of, what your abilities do. You can have a 2-hour talk about strategy and whatnot, which isn't very roleplay and such. Whereas 5th edition doesn't really have that issue because, on the other hand, you don't really have options. Period. You just basic attack a lot.
I don't agree with that at all. But yeah.
Luckily, we live in a world of subjective reality, so there's no truth, and you can both be right in your own respective reality.
Jonas can both end the broadcast and continue the broadcast simultaneously.
You know.
And you know
people-
what? Whatever is true is whatever you believe is true.
Yes. I believe I've ended the broadcast, therefore.
Like that one time where you believed you weren't broadcasting.
Exactly, and I was. So what's the lesson there? Yeah. Think
I
about
still
that.
remember that.
Yeah, it was something.
Tina's like, Jonas, you're broadcasting.
I'm like,
He's
what?
like, no, I swear to God, I'm not. If I was, I would. Promise you.
My God.
If you ever trusted me, and then
Yes.
he looked, and it was right there. And he was
Yeah.
like, no,
And then the chat was like, surprise.
now
That's
I have
pretty
to
much
share
what happened.
profit.
Oh no.
That didn't go well.
No. No, it did not.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you next
Live
week.
stream.
Yeah, for the stunning continuation.
Return
Yeah, the
of big dragons. Big
yeah.
prizes.
Hashtag big dragons, big prizes.
Get that trending, everyone.
Just work it, damn
If
it.
it gets to 300 likes, we'll upload the next session quicker.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we'll catch you next week for the Return of the Dragons. I'm looking forward to it, and who knows what we will encounter. Maybe we've been asleep for 5 years, maybe 500. Who can say? Not me. Yeah, catch you then.
And
See you
it'll
guys.
hopefully be less likely that we'll die in the first hour.